Hey guys, ED Gaming here. So I know I've been doing a lot of videos um on the sea and Yama. So I'm doing a video for on Tongue. We'll be doing some UL fishing. Just heading to the spot right now where I usually fish. Just give me a moment. Trying to watch my dogs. This is trying to make sure he's not doing what I think he's doing. Anyways, this rock right here, I like to stand on top of. We're gonna be using this lure right here. You can change this. I would recommend changing this. Um, try to find here. So I want a lot of line to actually run with, and I'll change this down to about a 7.8 should be fine with that. 7.8, 6.5, that's fine, and we should be good. We're just gonna be cashing right straight forward. Okay. Um, Speed retrieve 33 with this lure, with this setup. You're gonna shift and reel. You just want to do walk the dog. It's been a while since I fished here, so I don't know how well this spot is active or not. But I did see that people are catching pinks and Lennox on this lure. Okay, reeling. I'm gonna show a couple tricks I do on this water body. And if you guys having trouble doing walk the dog, there is a way to actually get it to work. Just using the water's current. Also, you guys can just cast and just let it drift. Sometimes a fish will grab it as it's drifting. That's also helps out. If nothing grabs it right away, just start reeling. Now, sometimes pinks will grab right at the shore here. Just keep reeling even though you're like really close to the shore. Just like I said, sometimes fish will grab right at the shore. And pinks are notorious for that. And we're gonna go to the art spot now. Another spot to try if one spot fails is right here. All you have to do is just cast right straight in between the rock and that grass right here. And you're just gonna cast right straight. And this also you can let it drift here. If nothing grabs, just go ahead and start reeling. Don't be afraid to use other lures. Use the spikers like the 018 or 16. Be sure to set the hook when you get a fish on. try to see if we can get another picture. Okay, spot's not too bad. Alright, straighten our spot. This spot right down here I actually like, because like I said, if you have trouble doing walk the dog, this spot down here will help you get walk the dog, even though you Rod cannot do walk the dog. And if you can't cast bar, this also helps out. You're gonna stand right here. You're gonna actually just cast right straight down the river, do a full cast, and you're gonna let the current take your line for you. This is an excellent spot to get a variety of fish. Matter of fact, last year, this is where I hooked into my 10.4 kg pike on a very setup, but I'm not trying to scare you guys. See, I'm just letting it drift. It will take line for you. You see? You can let it drift all the way down the river if you really wanted to. If you want to get a distance. And when you think you got enough distance between you and your lure, then you just do shift and reel. Now walk the dog might not register for you. Just keep doing it this way. It should still register as a walk the dog, but it won't show up. Don't be afraid casting other areas. Like if you cast right here in the front towards straight of you, most times you can find some graylings. And don't get too discouraged if you keep finding small fish. That's what happens when you're fishing. It happens. But sometimes you'll get lucky and maybe you'll find a good fish that is worth some money. Nice logs. Little brown. Also pay attention to the time of day. Sometime it goes around noon. the fish kind of slows down quite a bit. This goes for a lot of areas, like in the game. Like Oldberg, pikes was kind of slow down at night and in the afternoon. So did many other fish. Balea, same thing. These trouts and graylings, they kind of just die down. When you're having trouble catching fish, right? Like I said, don't be afraid of changing lures. The most common lures to try would be this one right here, the 018. Also, 016 works pretty good. These two lures right here. But yeah, we'll try this one. This one you can let drift as well. It won't drift too far. It'll sink slowly, and eventually hit the bottom. You can keep this at the same speed of 33. And I said, when noon comes around, these fish kind of tend to die down. But we'll pick back up around 14 and 16. So for now, we're going to look around. You can cast this way too. But you want to start reeling right away though. Otherwise, you're going to get too much slack. And you won't be able to get your fish if you get a bite. You want to make sure you have your line always tight. So when the fish grabs, you can set the hook on it. Because if I didn't reel while the line was drifting like that, it'll create so much slack that I won't even have enough time to even set the hook on it. So I'll show you an example. See all that slack right there? The only time that slack's going to settle is when it goes that way. See, I'm still pulling slack. See, you see how the line just tightened like that? If I had a bite, when that line was slack like that, I would have to speed reel, just to get that fish, hooked. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and go back to the other lure. But that's just an option to try that lure. Also, another thing, guys, using a red skirt on these lures help out quite a bit. And I'll show you why I believe this. If I show you, right here under the lures, this right here had caught 6,881 fish. I already have a broken one of this lure, and I used that same type of hook setup on this lure with the red skirt. And if you look right here, that right here, this one finally broke after so many fish caught. And I just put the same hook right on the one I got on. and it always got me decent fish. And just let it drift a little bit. Like I said, you can do this if you want. If you really want to let it drift all the way down, you can do that. When you feel that your line is far enough out, you can start reeling. But like I said, when I hooked my 10 point some kg pike, this is exactly what I did. It was about maybe all the way down to the end here before I finally hooked it. And I hooked it on the drift, not doing no action. But this is a good way to cover more water um, as well. And keeping your lure in the water longer too. See, the idea is you want to keep your rig in the water as long as possible, which gives you a better chance of hooking fish. If you keep taking your line out of the water, then you gotta keep casting. That's less time in the water and less time of finding fish. So maybe 33 on the speed might be too fast, but ooh, it might be some. What is this? You guys seen that? That one broke off. Yeah, pay attention to your tension, guys. Always pay attention. Make sure that your friction brake is set where you feel comfortable fighting your fish. Uh, ooh, a nice pink indeed. So maybe keep it at 18 friction brake might be safe to do. Like I said, I hooked that fish way down there. That's what you want to do. Make sure your line drift well. It helps out. In my opinion, I think it does. Like I said, I'm just gonna let it drift a little bit. This spot is always good to catch fish. Always is. A spot where I always will fish if I'm on tongue. You'll get decent fish. It's also where I caught a lot of my trophies as well. Especially my brown trophy. I caught my brown trophy here. I caught two of them here. I got my pink trophy. And I got my Arctic grayling trophy too. And another thing, when the time comes about between 20 and 22, you definitely want to have your line in the water because that is about the time where I usually catch more trophies than any other time during the day, or yeah, during the hour. I think to me that's like the trophy time, And the browns, you'll get your brown trophy definitely around the 2100 hour mark. As long as you're in the water with this lure, and I'll be doing walk the dog if you are, and you get the fish. You see him catch a lot of browns, so there's a possibility that a trophy brown might come out of this spot, like time I said. Here we got 10 fish so far, and it's only been 19 minutes. They're all markers, so that's good. Might be another brown. And another thing you guys can do, right? Instead of bringing your line in all the way, you can just open up the bail and just let the current just take your lure back out. That way you can always keep your line in the water. Trying to get the lure in position where I need to. Now I'm just gonna reopen the bail, but fish keeps grabbing it, so I can't do it. But it's not a bad thing. But it's a bad thing to keep getting non-markers and stuff. That does not help out. But like I say, keep casting, guys. You'll definitely get some fish. You're gonna get non-markered, but you'll get decent fish as well. And it's also good to make sure you get some fish like the Arctic graylings or the East Siberian graylings and the browns, because most chances are there's always cafes open for them, so you can make extra silver on the side. Okay, so now you can just open up the bale and let the water, the the current take your lure. It's just an option, but it kind of goes out too slow. Remember what I said about the pinks, though? They kind of like to grab at the shore. All right, this is where you want to keep your line in the water, though. This is where the trophies start coming out. Well, I actually pay attention to when the sky kind of turns purple, like a dark purple, is when I notice that the trophies will start coming out around that time. I'm just gonna let it drift out a little bit because trying to get the line out as much as possible. I'm gonna start reeling a little 2000. Actually, I wouldn't wait that long. Actually, that's takes too long. Be kind of like time wasted. Come on. Okay, just let you guys know, pikes you do not definitely do not want. I mean, if you can catch it and catch it, try to get it in as quick as possible. Don't let it fight too much, because they will break your line. They will bite through your leader and you lose your lure. You don't want that, because when you're using a light leader, as such as these 6 kg leaders, anything that's above 3 kg is going to be danger to your line. And there's a way to tell that you got a pike, right? When you see your line bouncing, not my line, but your tension bouncing back and forth into the red, from green to red, back and forth, that's how you can tell sometimes that you got might have a pike on. And when you see it keep dipping to red, that means, and if you have your volume high enough, you can actually hear the line making noise like ting 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 sound. That's also not a good indication you got a pike on. You can tell it. You can hear that's like gnawing on your line. But if you got the volume high enough, you can hear it. So like I said, between in $2,100 is where you can start finding trophies much easier. That's if you have the line in the water and you don't have a fish on. It gives a better, higher chance. But after 22, it kind of, and I haven't seen no pikes at, not pikes, but I haven't seen no trophies bite after that time. You'll see like the sky turn color here. Like I said, the dark purple. Well, it's gonna be hard to see though. It's kind of get cloudy now, so. Hit game pick perfect time to cloud up. Decent fish on, but not no trophy though. If it was a trophy, it would be running. Well, that is the end of that. I would just keep casting, even though it's kind of dark. But sometimes you can catch fish up to about 2,400, and it really just dies down completely. And this is when you might want to change your lure. I'll show you what colors to be using. Um, don't be using the popper no more. Popper is pretty much gonna be done. Oops, wrong button. So this lure right here, these bright silver color lures, these lures right here will work fine. Anything like this, be okay. And we'll go ahead and throw this on. See if we hook anything. Yeah, wait on. Okay, so if you want to get back quick enough, right? There's a way of doing that. You don't have to go all the way around. You can just cut right through here. It's more easier to do during the day though. It's kind of hard to see at night. Sometimes I just would just log out, re-log back in. I always check the cafe. I'm done with my sessions. But sometimes there's a chance you won't find anything that's worth turning in, which sucks. Well, actually, there was something here that there you could go after. But that's a big catfish, though. I thought maybe it was like a 1 kg. That's a big catfish. I mean, it's much easier to find a Omar catfish like 1 kg, but close to 3 kg. That's gonna be some trouble there. Alright, so 37 minutes. 207 silver. Not a lot, guys. Not a lot. But it is what it is. But you guys see where I'm fishing, what lures to be using and stuff, and how to get the fish. Anyways, that'll be all for the video. Let me hit the like button, guys. I appreciate it. And I wish you luck with this with tongue fishing. Till then, guys, bye.